Hello everyone, today we're going to be looking at the Xbox Series X. I've had this console for quite a while now. I also do have the PS5, I also have the Xbox Series S. So throughout the video I might do some comparing between the three, and I definitely want to give you some reasons why I decided to get the Xbox X as well. So let's start with the outside first. Here is how it looks, so let me just get it in the view. So here on the front we do have the power button. This will be lighted up, which I'll show you in a little bit. Then here we have the eject. This is for the disk drive, and here is where the disk drive is. And then here we have the Bluetooth pairing button. This is for the controller, but controller usually pairs by itself automatically, but if you do end up having to reset the controller, this is what you're going to hold to pair it again. Then we have one USB Type A. This is used to maybe charge the controller. If you do have the battery pack inside, you can also connect some other stuff to it. It also works with the keyboard and mouse as well if you do want to go down that road. Now all the games don't support the keyboard and mouse. Now I wanted to show you the top, which is pretty cool. This is where the fan is. It has that little, I'm not sure if it's visible on the camera, like light green and the black holes. And I'm not sure if you guys can see the fan inside. So this is where all the heat will be coming out. Really comes in handy during the winter. It's like a little heater now, but it's nothing compared to the Xbox Series S, where that vent gets like really hot. So this one does remain super cool. Sometimes I would end up gaming 2, 3, 4 hours, and the sides are not hot at all. The top does get hot, but which is what's to expect that even from any gaming PC as well. It's normal to get hot, and all that hot air is coming out upwards. Now behind the Xbox we do have few inputs. So we have HDMI, then we also have the power plug, then we have Ethernet port, 2 USB Type A's, and then here we have storage expansion if you do want to end up adding more storage in the future. Now inside the box you will be getting, of course, the controller, you will be getting HDMI cable and the power plug, and also 2 AA batteries for the controller. That's what you will be getting inside the box, depending on which bundle you end up selecting. For example, if you end up selecting Starfield, Forza Motorsport, Diablo, or any newer game that comes out, you will be getting a voucher inside to download the game. Alright, so I just turned it on. This is how the home screen looks. I do love the home screen of the Xbox more than the PS5. It just seems more easy on the eye, easy to navigate it. There's a lot of useful features on the front page. I also love how they set up the store, previous things like Game Pass and stuff like that. It just looks so much better. So you can also end up adding the page from your favorite games. Like for example, if I go on the Hogwarts, and then I can do add to home, and now here I ended up adding it. Let me just find it here, and then I can end up watching some videos, end up joining groups and stuff like that. Also I can end up editing it, so now I can just remove it, and now I'm back to home. So it's really easy to customize. And now on top we do have my games and apps. I can just show you that, so I can show you the storage as well. Alright, so here is the storage. You will only have 802 gigabytes ready to go out of the box. So after that section, then we have the store where you can end up getting new games, demos, movies, TV shows, you get it. Then we have the Game Pass. If you're new to the Xbox, or even if you're not new, I definitely recommend getting Game Pass. There's so many different games. I would say probably 200 games, and they do end up adding games quite a lot. Look at this, recently added, and this is just from this week. So we have Wild Hearts, then we have Dungeons 4, which I'm playing right now. It's really fun and entertaining game. We also have Football Manager, and there's so many games added. Pretty much you will get like 2 stacks like this of games every single month. So definitely Game Pass is definitely something to get. Then of course you have the search where you can end up searching for games, TV shows, movies, apps, and stuff like that. Then of course we have the settings. Next, let's talk about the graphics. The Xbox Series X does support 1080p, 4K, and also 8K. It does support 120 Hz at 4K. Now you do need to have TV that supports 120 hertz refresh rate. So if you have, for me, like for example, I have 60 hertz monitor, it will only support 60 frames per second. Now, if I did have 120, it will support 120. Now, a lot of the games don't even support 120 frames right now. Some of them they do are mostly shooters. I don't really play that much, especially multiplayer these days. I kind of stick to the adventure games, strategy games, and stuff like that. So for me, it really doesn't matter. As I mentioned earlier, I did have the Series S. Now, graphically, for at least for this monitor, there really isn't that much difference. Now, Xbox Series S natively is 1440p, but it can upscale to 4K. This one will perform better on the 4K device, and of course, if you do have 8K, it will upscale to that, I believe. But most of us, I would say 95% of the people still have 4K or under. I mean, not many people do have 8K TVs. At least I don't, and I don't know anybody that does have the 8K TV. Graphically, this is amazing console. I do have the PS5. There really isn't that much difference. Some games might perform better on the Xbox. Some games might perform on the PS5. Graphically, they are pretty much the same. Storage-wise, the speed, pretty much the same. I mean, both consoles, even the Series S. Series S might even be 5% faster than the X. I'm not sure for what reason, but it is. All those three consoles are very, very fast. So, especially compared to the previous consoles like PS4 or the original Xbox One, which was super slow. Some games would load for 60, 70, 80 seconds. Storage on this is really fast. I mean, everything loads in 10 seconds and under, so I never have any issues with the speed or graphics. Alright, so here is one of my favorite games. I'm a big fan of the Harry Potter, and I just love this game. This was probably one of the best games I've played in quite a while. Completely finished game, and that's honestly I give them praise because a lot of games have been released and they just aren't good, to be honest. Now let's just take you a little bit outside the. Let's go maybe go like Hogsmeade, just to show you how fast the loading is.
What do we have here? A demiguise.
Look at the detail in these games, even not just the main character, everything looks really good. Let me see if I can go a little bit outside. Look at the sky and the clouds. Just look how beautiful the graphics are in this game. So graphically and storage speed is definitely amazing on the Xbox Series X. Now let's talk about the controller. This is the controller that it comes with. This is the new Xbox Series S X controller. It does come with the new share button, but overall it is pretty much the same controller as the previous, other than the button. It does have USB-C here. If you do want to end up using it with the gaming laptop, gaming PC, you can do USB-C to USB-C. Also, you can end up doing USB Type-A to USB-C if you want to use a wire, if you don't want to end up using batteries. Now, I definitely recommend getting the battery pack, because using two AA batteries, if you're a big gamer, you will end up going through probably 2 batteries every week. They don't last that long. Here we have the Bluetooth pair button. Good thing about this controller, you can actually end up using it with iPhone, iPad, Android tablets, any phones, anything that supports Bluetooth, you can end up connecting, which is pretty cool. Also here we do have 3.5 millimeter for the headset. I still use the wired headset. It's a very simple and comfortable controller. Now let's talk about the main thing why I decided to go with the Xbox Series X. Of course, it was the storage. You will be getting, I believe, around 400 gigabytes more than the Xbox Series S. And for example, Xbox Series S, I loved using it. I've been using it since the day it came out. Really fast, good graphics, good console, but the main problem with the S was the storage. You might not feel it in the beginning, but after you end up adding a couple big games, like for example, I ended up adding Starfield and the Apex Legend, and those two games combined had probably close to 250 gigabytes. And the Xbox Series S, after the OS, only has, I believe, around 400 gigabytes. So those two games probably took 60% of the total storage. So I wanted to add another game, but then I would have to delete one of those games. And, you know, since my internet is kind of capped, like I can't just delete 150 gigabyte game and then end up adding it in 2-3 weeks. I mean, the downloading takes long. Now, in my case, my internet is capped and it's not fast internet. So for me, downloading game that's 150 gigabytes, it's a little bit pain in the. So that's one of my main reasons I decided to get the X. I also love the fact that PS5, I had the PS5 physical edition. I also love the fact that I could end up getting physical games and then end up trading them away, end up getting new games and stuff like that. With the Series S, all the digital games that I'm getting, I couldn't really do much with them. And I did end up making a couple mistakes, getting some games that, you know, had a lot of hype around them, but weren't that good. And honestly, I was kind of stuck with it, and it just kind of made me mad. Me personally, I don't have 8K TV. I also don't have 120 hertz refresh rate on the TV or the monitor. So those two factors, storage and the physical games, were definitely a deciding factor to get the Xbox Series X. It's a really amazing console, and I would definitely recommend that. Thank you guys for watching.